Hi, welcome to How I Paint Stuff. I'm not an expert, I'm just a hobbyist, but after recently purchasing the Summoned expansion and the core set, I thought we could do some painting videos. So let's start it off with Kirk Longfinger, Prince of Thorns. So after reshaping some of the warped parts using some hot water and some patience, we've primed Kirk in Mechanicus Standard Grey spray from Citadel. So Kirk's armor is pretty dark, it's almost like black metal, so we're going to go with a darker base metallic, which is Iron Warriors from Citadel. Just a couple of thin layers of this. Once the Iron Warriors is down, we're going to use a different metallic for the sword, just to give the piece a bit of variety. So we're just going to go with Lead Belcher for the blade itself. It's a subtle difference, but these little things build up to something better. The main bulk of this mini will be a lot of washes and a lot of dry brushing. So for the first wash, we're going to do a liberal layer of Nuln Oil. Once this is fully dry, we're going to take some medium, Lahmian Medium, give it a good shake, as with all your washes, and we're going to use a 2-to-1 mix of Lahmian Medium and Carroburg Crimson. This is just for the kind of tinge that goes over Kirk's armor. It's kind of reddish, kind of purpley, but Carroburg Crimson is a pretty good kind of base tone between those. It's a subtle effect, but it definitely has its place on a mini like this. Of course, don't forget to leave your washes dry for about half an hour, 45 minutes, until there's no shiny bits at all. You don't really want these mixing up too much. You can leave some horrible blotches. Once that's dry, we're going to be dry brushing with Iron Warriors. Just get all the raised edges with this one. Pretty easy to do, pretty fun, and gives a really great effect. Then we're going to be using a 3-to-1 mix of Carroburg Crimson and Nuln Oil, and giving Longfinger a very generous wash. This will go all over the mini. It'll leave it a little bit more red, a bit more kind of bloody, ready for the next stage. Once that's dry, we're going to be using a dry brush of Necron Compound. Same amount of kind of rigorousness as the other dry brush of Iron Warriors, but try and focus it a little bit more on the kind of upper areas of the mini from the zenith. Next we'll be doing a more focused application of a wash. This will be Nuln Oil, specifically in the regions that are kind of underneath certain armor plates, for example, underneath the neck, underneath the armpit, the underside thigh, that sort of thing. Here we're just washing the blade with straight Carroburg Crimson. The next stage is a little bit more difficult. We're going to be highlighting using Runefang Steel. The very edges of the metal are a good place to do this. There's a lot of spikes and sticky out elements on this miniature. Very easy to highlight with a lovely bright silver, and it gives a really good contrast between the dingy red black and the stunning bright shiny worn silver. Close to the end now, we're going to be applying some Blood for the Blood God technical paint from Citadel. This is very easy to get excited with because it looks absolutely amazing, but you want to be very careful with your application of this. You don't want to go too far because it will destroy all the detail and just overwhelm it. So I tried to only apply it where I considered Kirk to have maybe rolled into somebody, you know, his shoulders, knee pads on the end of the shield, that sort of thing. Another cool thing you can do is do little streaks downwards where the blood would drip down the armor. Can look quite good. And with those stages complete, the model is finished, for tabletop purposes anyway. Could go further and paint, you know, extra little details like the little belt buckles and the leather, but realistically Kirk doesn't really have too much color variation anyway, so I think this is quite an effective little easy to do job for Longfinger Kirk, Prince of Thorns. Thanks for watching, hope it was useful, and if you have any comments, suggestions, requests even, let me know in the comments. We're going to be doing episodes coming up soon of all the invaders and the summons. See ya.